So sitting in a nice, comfortable seated position. We're going to start tonight's practice as we celebrate the last super full moon of 2023 by just connecting, activating and sort of calming our vagus nerve. So this helps to take us out of survival mode, out of fear and ego-driven kind of position, and more into creation mode, more soulful. So we're going to sit in a nice comfortable position, sitting as tall as you can, like there's a thread from the crown of your head, leading your head above your spine, and just settle into abdominal breathing or belly breath. Taking the breath down into the belly, allowing the belly to rise as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, allow the belly to fall. So just taking some moments to connect with your breath. Slowing the breath down into smooth, deep belly breaths. This, of course, helps to calm your mind. If you struggle to find the breath in your belly, just place your hands on your belly. And as you breathe in, gently allow the belly to move into your palms. And as you breathe out, allow the belly to sink away. Keep breathing smoothly. And then we're going to gently turn to allow our gaze to follow the line of our right shoulder. And we're going to just gaze ahead for about 60 to 90 seconds. Around about 10 nice, long, smooth breaths. Two more smooth breaths here. And then gently turn to look over your left shoulder. Allow the gaze to follow the line of the shoulder. Just breathing nice and smoothly. So you're not looking over your shoulder, you're looking directly in line with the shoulder. Gazing ahead. Two more smooth breaths here. Gently turning the gaze back to center. And this time you're just going to turn your eyes to the right. And if you're really comfortable with that belly breathing, just release your hands. And just keep looking to the right. Nice, long, smooth breaths. 2 more smooth breaths. And gently turning your gaze. Keep the head facing forward, but the gaze goes to the left. Two more smooth breaths here. And then coming back to center, and notice how you feel. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit calmer. If you're still feeling a little bit frazzled and twitchy, then you just gaze up and sort of roll your eyes to the periphery. So this is a brilliant technique if you're feeling a bit frazzled, if the energy of eclipse season sort of bites you on the bum because it's all a bit too chaotic, that energy of change and transformation. If you just had a really stressful day at work and we want to just come out of that stress response and go back into rest, heal, digest. And this is vagal toning. This starts to activate the vagus nerve. And hopefully just close down your eyes. You'll notice how much calmer you feel. Great one if you struggle with anxiety and overwhelm. And as you see, it takes about 5 minutes. It's a good one to do. And basically the way it works is when we are in the stress response, our vision is really focused. Yeah, imagine that this has evolved over millennia to keep us safe from a predator. So we are very outward focused and really focused on what's going on because we need to keep aware of predators. When we then start taking our vision out and making it wide into the periphery, that sends a powerful message to the body and to the brain that actually everything's okay, you know, and it helps to calm us down. And then combined with the breath, just helps to sort of take us out, as I say, of survival mode into creation mode. Okay, doke, swap the cross of your legs. Bring your fingers interlaced and your thumbs resting flat on the top of your fingers, okay? And gently bringing your hands, your thumbs to your heart, as you gently tap on your heart space to awaken this energy at this sacred center. The heart is said to be the gateway to our soul. So as the light of the supermoon shines and illuminates our subconscious, tapping into our soulful self, that inner intuition, that inner knowing. Keep breathing smoothly. Just gently awakening the energy at this sacred space to awaken that connection with our soulful self. Perhaps you want to close down your eyes and bring your awareness to that space. Where our attention goes, energy flows. And then gently rubbing your hands together, awakening the energetic centers in our palms. Give them a good rub. And then bring your hands in front of your heart, like you're hugging that orb of energy between your palms. Can you feel that? And as you breathe in, allow the palms to gently expand as the energy expands. And breathe out, you're drawing that energy into your heart space and the palms come closer together. feel the energy between your palms pulsating with each breath. And perhaps you want to invite in a vibrant emerald green, the color of the heart chakra. And as you breathe in, this green orb of energy expands and intensifies and becomes more vibrant. As you breathe out, that energy sinks into your heart space. Two more smooth breaths here. Interlace your fingers, placing your hands over your heart, like you're giving your heart a hug. It's going to release oxytocin, the feel-good hormone, balancing the hormones of stress, toning up the autonomic nervous system. But this mudra also demonstrates an unshakable trust in ourselves. I'd like to invite you to ask this question. What does my soulful self want to tell me today? What does my soulful self want to tell me today? And gently release the hands. If you're sitting on anything, you're going to just move that out of the way, coming onto all fours. We're going to do some rounds of cat and cow flow to awaken up through the spine. Breathing in, allow the belly to sink towards the mat. Gazing upwards slightly, stretching through the front of the body, awakening up through the heart space. Breathe out, drawing the belly up to the spine, tucking the chin to the chest, stretching from the crown of the head to the sitting bone, and bring your awareness to your heart space in your back space. Breathe in, cow pose. Breathe out, cat pose. Breathe in, cow pose. Breathe out, cat pose. Breathe in, cow. Breathe out, cat. This time adding in child's pose. Breathe in, opening up through the front of the body. Breathe out, opening up through the back of the body. Breathe in, bring your toes together, or knees wide, depending how you prefer. Child's pose, breathe out, forehead onto the floor. Breathe in into cow. Breathe out into cat. Breathe in into child's. And breathe out. Breathe in cow. Breathe out cat. Breathe in child's pose. And breathe out. And now we're going to flow through the whole movement in one smooth breath. Breathing in cow. Breathe out cat. Into child's pose. Breathe in cow. Breathe out cat into child's pose. Breathe in cow. Breathe out cat into child's pose and resting here. Nice active child's pose, arms extended. Reconnect to your breath. Notice the breath in the ribs and in the back in this pose. Again, calming your nervous system by massaging your third eye, marma point, the acupressure point between the eyes. This pose is great for digestion and opening up through your lower back. A great precursor to a good night's sleep. And a wonderful pose for calming anxiety and overwhelm. Gently slide your nose along the floor, bum poking up towards the ceiling as you come to rest on your elbows. Sliding the arms out in front, coming into Sphinx. Elbows directly underneath the shoulders, gazing forwards as you connect to your heart space, closing down your eyes. Inviting in that beautiful emerald green again at your heart center. And as you breathe in, allow this energy to intensify, become more vibrant, to expand. And as you breathe out, draw that energy of the heart space into your heart center. Keep breathing smoothly. Bringing your awareness to this sacred space. Where our attention goes, energy flows. Energizing the gateway to our soul. Two more smooth breaths here. And then gently moving your hands to roughly where your elbows were. Curl the toes under. Bum up towards the ceiling. Coming into downward dog. As we start to awaken through the legs, activating our glutes, hamstrings and calves. Keep breathing smoothly. Lower both heels towards the floor. Connect to the palms. Nice length through the arms. Elbow creases looking at one another. Triceps looking at the mat. Your gaze is soft between your feet as you relax the back of your neck. Allow your shoulder blades to move up your back towards your bum up towards the ceiling. Nice line of energy down the legs to the heels, tucked behind the ankles, downward dog. Breathing in, take the right leg up to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Press through the heel, toes facing towards the floor. Breathe out, swing that leg to the top of the mat, up by the hand. Come onto the fingertips, low lunge, opening up through the outer hip of the front leg, the hip flex with the back leg, rolling the shoulders back and down. Keep breathing smoothly. Keep coming back to the breath. And on the next inhalation, taking the arms overhead, opening up through the front of the body as you gaze up at the ceiling and up at your thumbs. Opening up through your heart space. Crescent pose. And exhale, opposite hand to knee, opposite hand to buttock. Lift up through the sternum, twist through the torso, twisting lunge. Placing both hands on the floor, stepping both feet to the back of the mat, coming into plank, leading out through the crown of the head, awakening your inner fire, strengthening your core. Keep breathing smoothly. Lower the knees onto the floor, Lower the chest between the hands, knees, chin, chest as you exhale, elbows skimming the ribs. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, taking the left leg up to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Press through the heel, toes facing towards the floor. Exhale, swing that leg to the top of the mat. Lower the back knee, flatten the foot onto the floor, gazing forwards. Low lunge. Roll those shoulders back and down. Have a little smile, enjoy yourselves. Bring that joy and fun to your practice. Keep breathing smoothly. Breathing in, taking the arms overhead, gazing up at the ceiling, opening up through your heart space. Keep breathing smoothly. And exhale, opposite hand to knee, opposite hand to buttock. Lift up through the sternum, twist through the torso. Twisting lunge. Placing both hands on the floor, stepping both feet to the back of the mat. Coming into plank. Keep coming back to your breath, breathing smoothly. On the next exhalation, knees, chin, chest. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Walking the feet up towards the hands. Coming into a forward fold. And gently releasing the hands, rolling up one vertebra at a time. Rolling the shoulders to the back and coming to stand in the middle of the mat. And rolling the shoulders to the front. So now we're going to do a little practice to help release energy. So we did something like this last week. And what this is going to do is shift any blocks. And that makes way for something more, something different to drop in. And that, as we channel that energy of transformation and change in eclipse season, that gives us the space to do so. So nice soft knees. You can also do this sitting down. So make your hands into fists, nice soft elbows, and just waving the arms overhead. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back. It's a good one. It keeps me quiet, doesn't it? Apart from the huffing and the puffing. Coming in to goddess pose. Okay? Channeling that feminine energy. Okay? Notice the energy flowing through your body. as we welcome in the opportunity to let go of anything that no longer serves us. And then placing your hands on your knees, and we're going to take the shoulders to each knee. Do it, combine it with each breath, twisting the shoulders. Don't be afraid to make a noise with the breath. It's going to help you release this stuck energy. Two more times to each side. Coming back into goddess pose. Again, noticing that energy moving. And straightening the legs, straightening the arms. And finishing off with that Kundalini shakedown. Shaking the arms, bringing them up and down. But if you're standing, perhaps you want to wiggle. Maybe shake your feet. Just release it. Just feel yourself letting go. And then just allowing that shakedown to slow down. As you close down your eyes and feel that energy in motion. Have a big smile. Taking the feet slightly wider than hip distance, breathing, coming up onto your tiptoes. And then breathe out, lower the heels. Coming into yoga squat, grounding and centering. Opening up through the inner thighs, the outer hips, the lower back. Gently lowering your bottom onto the floor. Bring the soles of your feet together. Using your two peace fingers, wrapping around the big toes, lift up through the sternum. As you breathe in and as you breathe out, lower that down, elbows in front of the lower legs. Come down first with a flat back and then roll into it, Baddha Konasana. Butterfly pose. Opening up through the inner thighs and the outer hips. Two more smooth breaths here. And gently rolling up, supporting yourself with your hands behind your body, taking the legs out. Less important how wide they are, guys. More important that the toes are about up, facing up towards 12 o'clock. If you're hypermobile or super tight in the hamstrings, tiny micro bend in your knees. Lift up through the sternum as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, walk the hands as far forward as is comfortable. Coming into Upavista Konasana, all the same benefits as the previous pose, with the added benefit of opening up through your hamstrings. And then gently walking the hands back up and coming to rest on your backs. So we're going to do bridge pose. You have an option to do it supported if you have a block or a bolster. So let me show you the unsupported variation. If you don't have any props, feet are hip distance apart, hands down by the hips. Guide your hips up towards the ceiling and hold it for between 5 and 10 breaths, bringing your hands to rest underneath your bottom. If you have a block, you can slide the block underneath the base of your spine and just rest for a more supported variation. You can choose the height of your block for what feels right for you. Or if you have a bolster, placing the bolster underneath your knees, 90 degrees on the mat. As you breathe in and take the hips up to the ceiling, you're going to come into bridge pose. So with both the block and the bolster, you can just rest here for the duration, closing down your eyes. If you're in an unsupported variation, you may want to release back down to the mat and take a breath of transition. And then gently guide your hips back up towards the ceiling. Swap the cross of the hands when you interlace your hands underneath your bottom. Continue breathing for 5 to 10 breaths until it feels time to release to the mat. Bridge pose, Sati Baddha. Inviting energy to flow directly into our heart space. And then that energy transmutes into our throat, third eye, and crown. And of course, we've been activating the third eye with our child's poses. This is going to help us tap into our intuition. And as the energy flows into our heart, it then flows into the higher chakras of awakening. Keep breathing smoothly. If you're not supported, perhaps you want to come down. And take 2 more smooth breaths here. And if you have the block, you're going to gently raise your hips. Same with the bolster, sliding the bolster away, removing the block. And we'll all meet in hugging our knees to our chest. Counterposing the back bend. Gently rock from side to side, massaging your spine. And we're going to all meet in Supta Konasana. So you have the unsupported variation where you lie on your backs. I would grab a couple of blocks or decent sized hardback books or even some cushions so that you can support the thighs, the resting on your back, soles of your feet together, knees out in butterfly pose, legs supported, because we're going to be here for a while. If you have a bolster, then stack up one end of the bolster with a block or meditation cushion. Use a blanket to soften that edge on the end of the bolster. I'm going to sit on this. And then also you'll need the blocks or some cushions to support your thighs. As you bring the soles of your feet together, resting over the bolster, opening all the way up through the body, closing down your eyes. Reconnect to your breath. Watching the ebb and flow of each breath and the rise and fall of your belly. Bringing your awareness to your heart space, I'd like to invite you to bring to mind in this space a crystal. It could be a small polished tumbler or a huge cavern full of crystals. Whatever comes to mind is the perfect choice for tonight. Try not to overthink it, and anything in between. This crystal represents your soul. And rest your awareness here. Inviting energy to flow into your soulful self. As you acknowledge this crystal, this representation of your soul, by repeating these words. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. And once again, asking that question we asked at the beginning of the practice. What would my soul like to tell me today? What would my soul like to tell me today? Gently guide your legs back together at the top, walking the feet to the edge of the mat, removing the blocks or the cushions, counterposing that big stretch through the groin and the pelvis and the inner thighs, and gently roll off the bolster or onto, ideally if you can, your left side. Take everything out of the way, just take a couple of breaths to transition. And then coming to rest on your back for your final resting pose for Shavasana. If you have the bolster, perhaps you want to rest your knees over the bolster. And that softens through your sacrum. Palms either side of the hips. Closing down your eyes. Bring your awareness to the crown of your head. Soften your forehead. Releasing the space between your eyes and around your eyes. Relax your mouth, tongue, and jaw. Softening your throat and neck. Release your shoulders and relax your arms and hands. softening from the nape of your neck to the tip of your tailbone and all the way through your torso. Relaxing your hips, pelvis, and buttocks. Relaxing and releasing along your legs, your thighs, your hamstrings, knees, shins, and calves. Relax the top of your feet, soles of your feet, and your toes. Resting here as you allow body, mind, and soul to integrate the benefits of your practice. And asking the question one last time, what does my soul want to tell me today? Listen to the silence, it has much to say. Gently guiding your awareness back to your body and bringing some movement to your fingers and toes as you start to wriggle If you're using the bolster, gently roll it away. And bending your knees, come to rest. Ideally on your left-hand side, activating your lunar, feminine, intuitive side of your body. Channeling the lunar, feminine, intuitive energy of the supermoon. And slowly and gently using your hands to guide you, keep your eyes closed. Transition to a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands to heart center. May the light of the supermoon illuminate your soul's journey. Namaste.